What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be reviewing and breaking down The Flash Season 8, Episode 7. Now, guys, I'm recording this little intro before the episode actually airs, so this video might be a little bit shorter just due to the fact that, from the trailer and all the promo stuff, this episode is not going to be as interesting as the rest of them that we've seen so far, but you never know. So one major disadvantage that this episode had was this stupid stuff going on between Allegra and Chester, which, I really have no idea why they're pushing this whole relationship with Allegra and Chester. I don't think anyone really cares about their relationship. Something else stupid was the Frost and Chillblaine storyline. Personally, if they were not on the show ever, I would actually probably like it a little bit more. I really think that, some certain characters their roles just really need to change. I feel like Joe West really needs to get back into CCPD because he really doesn't have a role in the show anymore. And then there's characters like Frost, who I really think should just not be in the show. Same with Chillblaine. And then you have another character, Allegra, who I think should, just basically be on Iris's reporter storyline and nothing else. I just have a couple of problems with some characters on the show right now. But other than that, guys, I thought this episode was actually not too bad for, the promo stuff that we got. It's supposed to be somewhat of a filler episode, but yeah, I didn't think this episode was all that bad. So we start off with the Flash stopping a few, just completely normal crimes, which I actually think was a bit of a refresher. I feel like back in, the earlier seasons, he would stop normal crimes, a lot more usual, instead of them just throwing in some random metahuman that nobody cares about to be committing some sort of crime. So I really like that little bit of a refresher there. Now, I'm also not sure why, but I actually really enjoyed Kristen Kramer in this episode. I thought she wasn't too bad. She also says that, she wants the Flash and law enforcement to work together, which I sort of felt like was sort of, what they're doing on Superman and Lois, or what they have done on Superman and Lois, with, of course, Superman and the military. So basically, guys, Caitlin is starting to date again. However, I'm assuming all of this is going to go into that eventual RONNIE RAYMOND stuff that we're going to be seeing later in the season. So I think that is all going to be very, very interesting when she's dating this guy, but then RONNIE comes in out of nowhere, and then all that starts to set up a new storyline for her. I think that's going to be pretty cool to see later in the season. But in this episode, there was a decent amount of humor as well, which, I didn't really enjoy because the humor is not very good and it doesn't really fit that well. It's supposed to be getting darker, however, later in the season, which I'm really excited for. It's supposed to be somewhat like Season 2 and 3 of The Flash. So maybe in these episodes before that, they're, just trying to get as much humor in before the dark stuff happens, which, I'm just really looking forward to the actual graphic novels and not these interlude episodes. I'm really looking forward to what else they got for us. So then, the best villain of all time, Goldface, comes in and knocks everyone out as he ends up recognizing Barry as the chemist from back in Season 5, that one episode where basically Barry and Ralph went into this underground black market type thing. But yeah, I thought that was a pretty cool throwback right there. And obviously Barry can't use his powers to escape because of the power dampening cuffs. So basically, yeah, everyone's basically a hostage in CCPD. And we find out a lot of stuff about Kristen Kramer and her powers of mimicking other metahumans as well. But yeah, overall, that storyline wasn't too interesting. I mean, it was kind of enjoyable to watch, but overall, not that interesting. But yeah, then eventually Barry gets the power dampening cuff off, gets out before the explosion in a very cool scene, I might add, where he basically runs out of the room in slow motion and the Flash saves the day like usual. But in that scene where Barry gets his cuffs off, he has a flashback of Cecile saying that he has leveled up. Now, this is sort of emphasized throughout the episode that Barry has gotten a lot more powerful, which I think could be really cool going forward in the season. Then we get a decently cool scene, I guess, at the end with Barry revealing to Kramer that he's the Flash, followed up with another little teaser in regards to Iris's time sickness, which again isn't exactly interesting, but then again, this episode wasn't all that interesting either. So I definitely say this episode was not awful. It was definitely the worst episode we've had in Season 8, but that's because it's an interlude episode. Now, speaking of interlude episodes, I do have to say that, they can sometimes be enjoyable, but they also are very, I just don't understand the reasoning for an interlude episode. I understand, maybe having one episode in between graphic novels. However, 2 or 3 episodes I feel like is a little bit of a stretch, because these episodes are not really enjoyable. They don't really go along along with the Flash exactly, which is why I really wish they would actually go back to that season 1 through 3 type of arc where they have that entire season long villain. Obviously it was for season 4 and 5, but the two best I think are the three best I think are definitely the first 3 seasons. So I kind of wish they just had one villain throughout the entire season. Hopefully they do that in the final season of the Flash. But yeah, I'm starting to be a fan of the graphic novel approach a little less and less each season. Now, I also have to say that this the Caitlyn story on this episode with Frost and Chillblaine was definitely not very good. I really did not enjoy that. However, I would definitely see its worth if it is going to be involved with the Ronnie Raymond stuff coming later in the season. I definitely think that's possible, and that's really what I took away from this episode, is that this Caitlyn, you know, getting back out there and dating is going to bring in Ronnie Raymond, and I'm really excited for that. But anyways, I'd say that's about it, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure to comment your thoughts on this video down below, as well as your thoughts on the episode. I guess, what did you guys think of it? I know a lot of you guys are probably not going to enjoy this episode as much. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.